Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and my new favorite, pineapple nanas and pineapple papas, or grandmothers and grandfathers, and baseball fans everywhere. Welcome to this edition of the 2020 Rewind season. We're taking a look at the playoffs from 2019. As you know, the Valley League's not playing this season, but that doesn't stop us from loving baseball. And if you think I'm alone, you're so wrong because the crew's here with me. Aaron loves baseball, right, Aaron? Is that fair?
Very
Jordan
fair.
loves baseball. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
And how about you, John? Is it fair?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a relationship with baseball.
Just a bit. Yeah. So we're all loving baseball here. Happy to have Major League Baseball back. Before we jump into the playoff game tonight, the Strasburg Express versus the Winchester Royals, let's just go around the room really quick. Any reaction to having Major League back on? Let's start with our guest star. John, how about you start us off? I know the Phillies they've had a few moments. What's it like to have baseball back in under these conditions?
I'm thrilled. I'm so happy to have it back. I've watched more baseball in the first 3 or 4 days of the season than I might have watched all last summer. And of course, there was a Valley League season to watch last summer too. But no, I'm super stoked to have it back. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to finish it. I think the Marlins had a couple guys test positive today, and so who knows what might happen down the road. But I'm going to enjoy it as long as we have it.
All right, Aaron, your turn. Any reaction to the Major League season?
Yeah, I've loved it. And I've been really fascinated with reading about how the broadcasts have come to fruition too, and how they're doing that differently. Obviously, the home team is the one that's responsible for the game feed for the away team, which I can't imagine having to just deal with whatever the home team is giving you, but they did give them one camera that they can put wherever they want in the ballpark, that the away team gets. And so usually they're putting it facing their dugout. So they'll get to be able to have some of their cutaways as well of their players. So just little things like that. I think that, even though the baseball season's been pushed back and there's so many safety protocols and measures that they're putting in to make it better and safe, there's all these other things that they're having to do broadcast wise, which, in my field, I find fascinating. And I mean, you guys have all seen the digital fans, right? Which are hilarious to me. It looks fine from a distance, but when you get close, they're all like standing on top of the wrong things. And it's really funny.
How about you, Jordan?
Oh my God, I'm just happy baseball's back. I'm the same way with John. It's more of a relief, and like what Aaron was saying, it is strange. Like from a broadcaster's perspective, I was listening to the Cubs and Brewers game on the radio today, and I know this will have been a couple days ago by the time that this premieres, but hearing Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, who are the Cubs broadcasters, talk about how the North Siders are going to Cincinnati. They're going to have a 4-game series against the Reds. And the broadcasters are not going with them. They're going to stay at their box in Wrigley Field, and they'll get the feed from Great American Ballpark in Ohio, and then they'll go and broadcast off of that. And I've seen baseball games, Philly in particular, where there's the cutout cardboard fans behind home plate. And then I saw with the Dodgers and the Giants, I'm seeing these. I thought they were real fans at first, and then I see these holographic kind of, and they sort of faded away, and then it looked a little funny. But despite the off-putting looking fans and, obviously restrained travel, and they're going to make the games more local and a shortened season, I don't care. I'm just glad that the pastime is back. I love this sport, and it's just a massive it's a great way to relieve my stress at the end of the day. So thank God it's back. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, it is truly
Graham, can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
I'm finding that I'm having difficulty tracking home runs in particular when they go into the stands. Guys, have you noticed that as well? Like when the ball goes over the fence, I lose it. I can't tell where it's gone. Have you guys noticed that too?
They've pared down the amount of cameras that they have and where they're stationed in the field or in the stadium. So I think that the angles that we're getting are not the same as we would before, which would make it easier to follow stuff. And then also the people calling the games, especially the away broadcasts, they only have the monitors to look at, so they can't really see, and they're kind of having a hard time describing where the ball is going as well. So I think that internally is making it tougher on us because we can't follow their audio cues too.
Yeah, well,
That
I've
makes
always
sense.
been fascinated by the camera operator who can zoom in, 400 yards from the green of a golf course and follow the golf ball out and land it on the green versus the baseball operator who can follow the ball all the way through till it hits the stands. I mean, that is a true art. And, who knows, maybe they're a little rusty. They're, 100 games short of their normal season. So that is a fine art. Speaking of fine arts, Aaron, do you mind setting the stage for us and catch us up on where we are in the playoffs and the game coming up? And then we'll get Jordan to hit us up with some of the stats. And John can
So
kind of, go for it.
absolutely. We're on to game 2s now in some of these series. We have Strasburg Winchester tonight. It's definitely a good matchup. We've talked about Strasburg and Winchester. Strasburg coming in as the number 1 seed in the North and Winchester as the number 4. The first game that they played, Strasburg won 8-4 over Winchester. Winchester's record coming in to the playoffs was 18-24. Strasburg's was 26-16. So quite a bit of difference between the two teams coming in. But as we've talked about before, you never know what can happen in the playoffs. And so we have that matchup with game 2 today. And if Strasburg wins, then they take the series as the Valley's playing 3-game series for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a best of 3 series. Jordan, hit us with some of the stats, man. Who should we be watching tonight?
Yeah, Graham, and you know what? I love games like this. It's kind of sick, I know, where you've got kind of that David Goliath. You've got top dog versus that team that just kind of barely scraped in into the postseason to begin with. If I could throw a basketball reference, it's kind of like the '98 playoffs where Michael Jordan says it'd be stupid to lose to the New Jersey Nets, and they go on to sweep them on the way to their 6th NBA final. Yeah, the Strasburg Express do not want to go down to the Winchester Royals. And Graham, I know you love them. But they really are going to have to come on out, offense just blazing tonight to knock off the Express. And, that is possible because there were a couple of players on the Royals that really had a good game. Game 1 in particular, I want to call out Mason Przowski and Drenis Azuna. They both batted 400 in that game, had a run each, but easily the best at-bat offensive performance overall in Game 1 belongs to Bryson Horn of the Strasburg Express. The guy went 5 for 5 in the ball game with a double and 2 home runs. And a performance like that, it's pivotal. First of all, you do need, especially I think with game 1s of any playoff series, there might be the jitters going on. You do kind of need to find, in some cases, even though everyone in that ballpark, you just need that one player to step up. And I really think that Bryson did a fantastic job in game 1, and that one of the biggest reasons why the Express won game 1 8-4. But here we are now. Winchester, they do have home field advantage tonight, but they are up against the wall. It's David versus Goliath, and mindset definitely for the Royals right now is we want one more game. It doesn't matter what the record was. It doesn't matter what happened in game 1. We just want one more game. So it'll be interesting to see tonight how they respond when they host a very dangerous Strasburg squad.
Yeah, well, in our podcast last night, John talked a little bit about, new coaches coming into the league and kind of having to fumble around a little bit to figure out who to call and how to recruit, et cetera. We talked to the Neal family about that a couple, a month and a half ago in their podcast. They've certainly figured it out. They got 2 championship rings on their finger. They had a strong season. They are clearly looking for that 3rd ring this year. In 2019. John, what stands out to you about the matchup between Strasburg Express and the Winchester Royals from last year?
What's kind of fun for me is when I go back and look at these box scores and to see where some of these guys are now. I don't know if you guys have mentioned this before, but there are 3 guys that will appear in this game 2 of this series that now have signed pro contracts, which is kind of fun. We have Aaron Palensky from Winchester, signed with the New York Yankees. The aforementioned Bryson Horn from Strasburg, signed with the Atlanta Braves. And then a pitcher from Strasburg, Edward Urena, has signed with the Washington Nationals. So while none of them have actually started their pro careers yet, there will be a pro ball flavor in this one, I think.
Yeah, well, I've often said this is, coming to the Valley League is your chance to get to see tomorrow's superstars play today. And so great to have you here, John, to call out those three players. And, we've talked about Aaron Palensky before, but we haven't, I don't think, Jordan, Aaron, do you remember mentioning the other two? I don't think we have we? Yeah, I don't think so. So it's great. So this is your chance to go back, take a look at this game, and look at tomorrow's superstars. Just a reminder that in the description for the YouTube is the link to the whole game. So we're going to share with you in about 15, 20 minutes the highlights from this game. But if you want to see the whole thing and really get a chance to see these superstars play in a championship match as they head for the playoff or the championships from the 2019 season, this is your chance. That is one of the unique things about the Valley. Guys, anything else you want to cover before we wrap this one up? Aaron, anything we missed? No? How about you, Jordan? John, anything else stand out in this wrap-up that we didn't mention?
I would just say maybe watch Zach Scott at third base for Strasburg as well. Zach impressed me greatly in 2019 with his defense in particular at third base. Yeah,
it's so great to have you here, John, for that. All right. You got your marching orders. You heard them here. We're going to cut you loose. We hope you enjoy this matchup. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Woodstock River Bandits facing off against the Newmarket Rebels in Game 2. Until then, we're wishing you all perfect health, and we're wishing you all a speedy return to the baseball diamond. And if you didn't get this before, we hope you're enjoying the Major League season. Everybody I'm talking to is loving having baseball back. It is truly a great game, and if it weren't, I don't think any of us would be doing this. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia, home of the Winchester Royals. Valley Baseball League action tonight. The Royals face their first must-win situation of the season. It's win or go home. They are down 1-0 in this best-of-3 playoff series with the first-place division-winning Strasburg Express. Strasburg won the game last night, 8-4 in Strasburg. Lifted toward right field. Ozuna has plenty of room, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. For Przowski, he will throw on to first in time to retire Johnson. For the Express, no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left. Your score after a half an inning. Strasburg 0, Winchester coming to bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first, no score. Kenny's 2-2. Strike 3 called, got him with a slider on the outside, and Gutierrez thought it was outside. Team. The 1-0, grounded toward second base. Up with it is Evans. He'll flip the first in time. Palensky went 0 for 4 last night. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Ball 4 upstairs. Had it not been for Fielder, and you got to credit him for being aggressive. The 0-1. Line toward center field. Martinez has a beat on it. He'll make the catch, but a big inning for the Express. 3 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 Royals error and 2 runners left on base. Your score after 1.5. Strasburg 3, Winchester 0. You listen to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. First pitch, and this one's lined toward left field. And that's going to get up the alley and go all the way to the fence. Martinez is able to cut it off before it gets to the fence, but it's not going to be in time to keep Scott from getting to second. A flare down the right field line that Osuna couldn't get to, the 1-0. That one's hit pretty good, but right at Palensky in left field, so the Express threatened with a 1-out double. Covington not ready to see their season go away as they rallied for 3 runs, and they now lead Charlottesville 3-2. That game in the top of the 3rd. Grounded towards second base. Evans up with it. He will fire on to first, but a low throw to first. And Teixeira can't scoop it out. We'll see how they score it. First pitch to Ozuna, popped him up toward right field. Johnson will drift over toward the line, and he'll make the catch in foul territory for the 3rd out. So Ozuna, first pitch swinging, fouls out to right to end the inning for the Royals. No runs, a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 3 completes. Strasburg 3, Winchester nothing. Payoff pitch, grounded towards second base. Up with it is Morgan. He will set his feet, fire on to first in time for out number 1 here in the 4th. The 1-2, grounded towards third. Up with it is Tavares on to second for 1, on to first. A 5-4-3 double play. Tavares to Morgan to Gutierrez. The 0-1, grounded toward the hole between first and second into right field for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third. Sliding in safely is going to be Palensky. The Royals' second run of the game. Dyer at first. Palensky, this ball hammered to right center field. Going back on it. It's going to hit the fence in the air. 1 run's going to score. They're going to send Dyer. Dyer's on his horse, and he's going to come around to tie the game up. The 1-0 to Martinez. Line toward right, left center field. That's going to jump for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Rounding first and heading to second. It's going to be a 2-run double for Michael Morgan. The 1-0 to Ozuna. Line towards center field. Coming on is Channing. He'll make the catch in center field. So Ozuna hit it on the screws with nothing to do. Win tonight, win tomorrow night to guarantee another home game. The 0-2. Line toward right center field. On his horse is Martinez, and he's not going to be able to catch up to it. And the Royals continue to have a problem with Zach Scott as he will double off the right center field fence. His second double of the night, and that'll make it 5-4. The 0-1. Grounded toward short. Up with his Brzezowski. He'll set his feet, flip across the diamond in time. Teixeira hit it hard, but right to Brzezowski at shortstop for the Express. The 1-1 lifted toward right field. Going back on it is Johnson. Johnson's going to watch it fly out of here. Jose Gutierrez sent Johnson to the fence, and he came up short as it flies over the right field fence. Gutierrez, his second hit as a Winchester Royal. This one a home run to give the Royals their 2-run lead back. His 8th and 9th stolen bases of the year. Now one lined right to Evans at second. So Martinez will line out to second, but the Royals going to run on a hit. No errors, 1 runner left. Your score after 5 is now Winchester 6. Ramirez will come set, checks the runners, the 3-2. Grounded towards short. Up with it is Brzezowski. He'll flip the first in time. The second out of the inning, but the run will score, so give Evans an RBI. Ramirez will come set, the 0-1. Line toward right field, Ozuna on his horse, and he is going to not make the catch. He dropped it in right field. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And just like that, the Royals' lead has disappeared to Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3 with a run scored. The 2-0. Grounded right back to Ramirez. He will take a couple steps toward first and flip the first for the 3rd out. But for the Express, 3 runs on just 1 hit, a huge error, and a runner left. He'll come set, the 0-2. Grounded sharply to first. That's going to get past the diving Teixeira into right field. 1 run's going to score. And Ozuna's going to make it all the way around to third. And the 1-2. Down the right field line, but Teixeira's going to make the over-the-shoulder running catch in foul territory. So Palensky will flare out the first to end the inning. 3 for 3. He'll hammer this one towards center field. Going back on as Martinez. Martinez is going to run out of room, and Zach Scott has done it again. This time a blast to dead to the right center field gap. Martinez ran out of gas at the fence. A solo shot for Scott, and he gives the Express the lead right back. Popped him up. Going back is Brzezowski. Coming in is Martinez. And Martinez is going to call everybody off and make the catch. about knee high in shallow center field. Could pick himself up a win. First pitch to Dyer. Line toward right field, just past the outstretched glove of Sonny DeShera. And Dyer picks up his second hit of the night. Horn will come set. The 0-2. Strike three called, and Tavares knew it. So a leadoff single is wasted. No runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 7 complete. Strasburg 8, Winchester 7. The 0-2. That one ripped down the right field line. That's going to drop in and go all the way into the alley. They're going to send the runner from first. And it's going to be a RBI double for Johnson. So Motlow comes on to face the two left-handers and doesn't get either one of them out. Grabbed a 5-3 lead. Strasburg scored one in the 5th. That ball's juiced a little bit toward the alley in right center field. On his horse is Osuna, and he's not going to be able to catch up to it. DeShera rounds first, and he's going to cruise into second with a 2-base, 2-out RBI double. This one lifted towards center field, and Martinez should have an easy play on it and will make the catch. But for the Express here in the 8th, 2 more runs on 3 more hits. There were no errors. The 0-1 lifted towards center field. Martinez has plenty of room, and he should be able to haul it in, and he will for out number 1 here in the 9th. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. He chased one out of the zone, so Evans down on strikes. Plus 1 more, but it's down of a double play if you move him. Popped him up. Going back on it is Evans. Coming in is Johnson. Johnson will give way to Cheney, who will make the call in shallow right center field. And heads up base running for Palensky, who will come in to score. The 1-0. Grounded towards second base. Up with it is Evans. He will flip the first, and that will do it. The Strasburg Express have eliminated the Winchester Royals from the playoffs. 10-8, the final score. Strasburg wins it. For the Express, 10 runs, 12 runs, 10 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Royals. 8 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. Winning pitcher, Edward Urena,